Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to invite you to my project that I was doing, or that I'm still doing. So first, a while back, I did dig out this trench when the ground was softer, so it wasn't as hard to dig out, but I did dig it out by hand and pick and shovel. So it was a lot of work. So now I'm laying in the French drain part of it. So I put my weed barrier liner in, and I'm hoping I'm using the right liner. So this is my first French drain that I've ever done. I've got a couple more I have to do, so this one's kind of a learn as you go situation. But so I put the weed barrier liner in, and then I laid the French drain in, and then started laying the rock on top of it. But what I discovered is if you don't have anything heavy laying on the French drain, the rocks can get under the French drain and lift it in areas, which then makes the water not flow as easily, because you got these highs and lows. So it's important to lay the French drain with something heavy over it to keep it down while you lay the gravel rock on top of it. So I do want to fill the sides up with gravel rock almost to the very top, so that way it holds the dirt back, and then put bigger pebble rocks on top of it, so that way the water can still get through freely, but hopefully the weeds can't stick to anything and grow weeds or flowers or anything. And it'll hold the dirt back as well from falling in, because I intend on actually overlapping the rock to the very top, so that way the dirt doesn't get in. And I might even put a little bit of weed barrier along both sides of this trench as well, just to keep any dirt from getting in. So this is my French drain so far, what I've done. So this is where it leads to. It's a pretty long French drain. It's like 75 feet. So I didn't have enough rock for the first trip, so I'll do another trip. Took about 20 50-pound bags of gravel rock just to fill 75 feet halfway in this trench. So it'll probably take me another 20 bags, 20 50-pound bags. And this area here, I'm going to also line with weed barrier, fill it up with gravel rock and more rocks, and maybe make it look like a creek. But the water will flow nicely out of here, because I've already tried it. So it is flowing nicely. And then it'll come out this drain, and then I do have another drain that's here that the water comes through. So there's a lot of water that comes down here, and I'd like to save it and build like a creek bed, and maybe even a nice pond down here. The only problem is I don't have any electricity to reach down here, so I have to figure out what kind of pond I want and if I'm going to need a pump or not. So that's what I'm going to do with this eventually down the road. And then also this side hill that you see is where I'm going to have my cutting garden. And I will have like steps that'll come down in here, so it'll be easier to get to this area. But this will all be like a cutting garden. So it'll be really pretty. And then the pond, the creek pond, and come down in here. And there's my camellia bushes. I might even have steps along that fence as well as another place to come down into. And then I was thinking maybe a nice pretty shed for like a playhouse or something, or just to come down and have a place to sit or whatever. And this will be a nice pretty area. This does get a lot of weeds, so it can be a lot to maintain, and that's why I like to use this area up so there's less to maintain and make it a really pretty area. And I can come down here, have my coffee, listen to the pond and see my flowers. So this will be really a nice area once it's done. So that's what I'm looking forward to. In the meantime, this has to wait. I need to finish all my French drains first. So this will probably be, the flower garden, everything else will probably be a next year project. But stay tuned and I'll show you how my French drains came out after they were all finished. So I hope you find this video helpful, or at least I hope you enjoy it, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.